So what is this Photopass thing that I talk so much about? Where did it come from? What's it do? How's it work? And most importantly, is it worth it? So I realized that after almost 3 years of doing YouTube videos and talking about my time working at Photopass, that I've never actually done a video about what Photopass is, or where it came from, or how it works, or good tips for it, or even is it worth it or not. I think I'm a little overdue. So what on earth is this Photopass thing? It actually started back in 2004, early 2005, where a bunch of college interns got together at Epcot and began creating this brand new system to keep track of pictures. Rather than people have to have a piece of paper for every single picture that they took and having to buy it immediately, it was a way to keep track of all the pictures that they had taken their whole entire time. And they gradually built this whole system with lots of testing and trial and error. And if you ever want to hear a good horror story, ask an original photographer about the brick. Yeah, they actually used to have to walk around carrying pretty much laptops attached to their belt. Ugh. But it gradually got refined and expanded. They took it over to MGM Studios. And then shortly before I got there in 2006, they expanded it to all 4 parks. So I was part of this wave where they were really doing a lot of work and adding places and adding people in 2006 in Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. That is when Photopass really began to shine, and the whole idea behind it was a completely new way to do park pictures. Not just keeping track of all of your pictures from all of the Disney parks, but also even a whole new attitude about how to do pictures. If you've gone to a theme park in the last several years, you've probably walked into what I call that wall of photographers. Those people that almost accost you as you walk in the park saying, "Get your picture. You want your picture? Just stand over there. I'll get your picture. Do a picture. You want a picture? You want a picture." And I mean, it's not a great way to enter the park. So not only did Disney make available all your pictures from your whole vacation at once, but a whole new attitude. Instead of getting these photographers attacking you, it was a, "Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, are you having a nice day? What can I do to help you?" And the pictures almost became secondary to the guest service and the relations that way. And it was an interesting transition. If you heard some of my videos, we used to have people get really upset with us just for saying good morning. "Good morning, how are you?"
"No, thank you."
"Well, if you really don't want a good morning, okay, but I'm still going to wish you one." Yeah, I really did have conversations like that. But gradually people began to get an idea that we weren't out there just to attack them for pictures, but we were there to help have a good day. And Photopass really grew from there. It eventually spread to the resorts, the dining experiences, to the water parks, and a lot of other places as well. So what exactly is it? Well, when you go to any Disney park, you can look for a Photopass photographer, and they are going to be more than happy to take your picture. In fact, anymore, they probably have a line waiting for them. When they take your picture, they will give you something that looks a little bit like this. That is, if you ask for one of these. This is actually one of the originals from way back. I think there was one before that, but that's a really old one. They gradually evolved to this, and you can see they used to have these wonderful little scan bars on there. Well, then they eventually went to some different styles. They look a little different today, but they have those little codes on the back, and that code is actually what they scan to keep track of your Photopass number. If you're at Walt Disney World today, you actually don't even have to use a card. If you've got one of these little guys, this actually works as your Photopass card. The photographer takes your pictures, they scan your card or your Magic Band, either one, and it actually attaches the ID number from the card or the Magic Band to the data that is on that picture. Then when you go to look at the pictures either online, in your app, or at one of the Disney stores, it actually looks for that code number, and any picture that has that code number attached to it will then come up. And you get to see all of your pictures from all of your parks. They're there for at least 30 days. When I was there, we would guarantee them for at least 90 days. You would have time to be able to look at them, to share them with your family and friends, and then decide if you wanted to buy them. Not only could you buy the prints at the park, which everybody did at the time, but Disney was also one of the very first to offer digital downloads. And I know a lot of parks have this kind of a system now, but they basically all took the idea from Disney. Disney was the very first one where you could kind of look at your pictures online, and if you wanted to download it from there, you could. They were one of the very first to offer a CD or a DVD with all of your pictures. So you could walk home with this little package that had 200, 300, 400 pictures. I would have people that come in and get 1,000 pictures from their stay. Yeah, just insane numbers. Disney was also one of the very first to give you a copyright release on the pictures. If you take regular park photos and you go down to Walmart or CVS or some other place to print them, there's a good chance they're not going to let you because you technically don't own the pictures. The park does. Disney, on the other hand, actually gave you a copyright release so you could print them anywhere and do pretty much whatever you wanted with them as long as you didn't make money off the side. These were all radical concepts of the idea. To get pictures from more than one day, from more than one location, to get all of them at once, to get digital forms, and all of this is still true today. You can go to Disney, you can take a picture, you can scan your Magic Band, and then you can actually open up the app on your phone, and within a few minutes, that picture is there on your phone, and you can look and see if you like it or not. It's an amazing deal. That is the essence of what Photopass is it's a way to look at all of your pictures from all the Disney parks, your whole entire vacation, and then download them all at once or buy individual pictures or just have fun looking at them. Either way, it does not cost anything at all to take the pictures or to see them on your app or to share them online. That is all completely free. If you want to keep them, that's when you pay. Where are these photographers? Well, they're really all over the place. When you walk into any Disney park, they're going to be right there at the entrance. At Epcot, they're taking pictures of Spaceship Earth as soon as you walk in the gates. Magic Kingdom, they're often taking pictures of the train station. Animal Kingdom, you'll see them with the Tree of Life. Hollywood Studios, they're shooting down towards Tower of Terror, or even the Chinese Theater. You'll find them in a number of other locations, of course all around the castle at Magic Kingdom, all around Spaceship Earth at Epcot. You'll see them taking pictures of other locations, like several of the World Pavilions at Epcot, some of the backgrounds over at Animal Kingdom, like Expedition Everest, or Rock and Roller Coaster at MGM Studios. So you can find them all over the place. You can also find them with many of the characters. Not all of them, sometimes due to staffing, sometimes due to copyright and licensing issues, sometimes just because Disney figures it's not as popular a character and so it's not worth it. That's usually where they are, but you may find them wandering around. Not only do they do the pictures of the icons, which is what we call the castle and Spaceship Earth, and the big things you want behind you, they may do magic shots, they may do special shots, they may do things that you can't usually do. They might have props. There's all sorts of things that Photopass photographers use now. So anytime you see a photographer, if you're using Photopass, go get a picture. Go get several pictures. Get multiples. It's easy to get a lot of pictures with the Photopass photographer. You just see them and you use the system. When I was there last January, in a course of 4 days in the parks, I got around 300 photos. Of course, I was really looking for the photographers. When my whole family was there in October, just the 4 of us for 3.5 days, rushed, crammed full, we still got close to 100 photos. That's a lot of pictures when you think about it, and then you start breaking it down per picture cost. It can actually become pretty affordable real quick. So is it worth it? Well, yes and no. Part of it depends upon the system that you're using, because it does differ a little bit at the parks, depending upon which park you're at. Disneyland in California, Disneyland Paris, or Walt Disney World. And then there's also some good tips to be able to use if you're going to get the most out of it. Walt Disney World, it will run you $200 if you buy what's called a memory maker. That's basically buying all of your Photopass pictures. Why they stuck on this stupid name to cause confusion, I don't know. It used to be buy your Photopass pictures, not buy memory maker so you can get Photopass. Confusion! Anyways, if you buy the memory maker, which is essentially buying all of your Photopass pictures, you can buy it when you're at the parks. It runs close to $200. But for the last year or so, Disney has been doing a special that if you pre-order it, you will save money. Current price of 2017-18 was $170. It will go up in the future, so just be aware, normally if you pre-buy the Photopass or the memory maker, or whatever they want to call it, it's going to be cheaper ahead of time. Over at Disneyland Paris, it actually costs about the same if you bought it ahead of time or not. Disneyland Paris does not have as many photographers. They're limited on location, so you may not get the castle shots. They're generally on the rides and then with some of the characters. And that's about all they were at Disneyland Paris. But it's also a lot cheaper to get all of your Photopass pictures at Disney Paris as well. Disneyland California has this thing called Max Pass, where yes, you can book your fast passes for the rides through your phone, but it'll also include your Photopass pictures for the day. And it actually can be relatively cheap at $15 a person per day. All you need is one person in your group to have it, and you just make sure that they are in all the photos at Disneyland, and hey, you've got all your pictures. Same is actually kind of true at Walt Disney World. You can have just one person buy it, and just make sure that you share the pictures with each other, and that one person who bought it can get all of your pictures. So if you've got several people in your group and you're doing a whole bunch of pictures, it can add up to be worth it very, very quickly. Now, there are a couple caveats to that. Right now, Disney World has human photographers with the characters. They are in the process of getting ready to change that with a number of them to these automated boxes. And we have not seen these boxes in action yet. I will be honest, I don't think an automated camera can do anywhere near the same quality that a person can. So the quality may go down some, but we don't know yet. That's going to happen here in the future. However, if you're still going to be around the parks, or seeing characters, or riding rides, because those are all included, again, it can still be worth it. I can very easily get my money out of a Photopass card on a trip. It can very easily pay for itself. However, if you are not really into pictures, if you're not going to go see the characters, if you're only looking at, say, a picture in front of the castle or two, and maybe have somebody else take that, and you don't care that much about pictures otherwise, well, then it would probably be a waste of money. However, if you want to get everybody in your group and you want to get several pictures here and there, it can pay for itself pretty quickly. I know some people are just like,
I don't want to see myself in the picture. I look ugly.
Okay, well, if that's your case, you're probably not going to be interested in Photopass. But please get some photos of yourself for the family to look at later on when you're gone. Again, only one person in your group needs it. That'll cover everybody's pictures as long as that one person can keep track of all the pictures. So, in my opinion, is it worth it? Yes, I really think it is. If you pay normal pictures for the pictures in the park, you are looking at $15 to $20 a picture. So, if you hit 10 pictures, 15 pictures, you've paid for the pass just at the normal print prices. But then when you start figuring in, you start getting multiple people, and say your mother wants a copy, and your grandmother wants a copy, and your long-lost brother's relative wants a copy. Well, every single one of those copies would cost you money. But if you buy the digital copies, hey, you just send them a copy like that. It doesn't cost anything after you've done that. That can add up very, very quickly. If you've got a group of 4 or 6 people, everybody wants all of their own copies of it. Well, you just download it once and then hand them a copy. It's legal with the copyright release. It's paid for itself in a hurry that way. And so by the time you figure you get 20 pictures, and that's the equivalent of getting 1 or 2 sessions in front of the castle and meeting 3 or 4 characters. Guess what? There's your Photopass paid for. And at Disneyland, goodness, if you get one person taking the picture and you get, say, just pictures in front of the castle, you've covered the cost of Max Pass. Go see a couple characters or go hit some other things, and it can pay for itself very quickly at Disneyland with the Max Pass prices. And I'll get to test that out in October. So a couple tips to help you get the most out of your Photopass. When you first walk into a park and you first see that castle and the very first photographer you see, skip him. Or her. They will usually have the longest line, and they're actually at about the worst angle to be able to get a picture of the castle, or whatever it is they're taking a picture of. Because they are the furthest away, they've got to have a little bit of a different lens, and it's a longer shot, and trying to get that castle or whatever to look big, it's not as good a shot as if you go closer up towards the end of Main Street. In fact, the end of Main Street closest to the castle, that's about your best ideal location to get it. Or the Partners statue. Partners is a great location. So skip that first one. The other thing to possibly think about is if you're first walking in, it's early in the day, and there's a whole lot of people coming in with you, those photographers are getting swamped at the beginning of the day because everybody's pouring in and getting their pictures. Skip them. Go back, go hit the rides that people aren't at yet, and hit some of those other things, and then come back to the photographers later on in late morning or early afternoon. The lines for them are much, much shorter. In fact, a great time to get them is actually right before the parade if you're going to do that. Because they're out there, people are lined up for the parade, and they're not necessarily doing photos. Hey, go get some pictures while you got your spot for the parade, and you're going to keep the photographers busy. They'll actually have props and stuff at that point, and you can get some great photos. Keep your eyes open for them. The photographers will be in some usual places. They'll be trying some new things, some new locations, some new backgrounds, some new trick shots even. Keep your eyes open and peeled, and anytime you see a photographer, kind of look and see what they're taking a picture of. The reason I was able to hit so many pictures last January is I was constantly watching for them. And anytime I'd see them, hey dude, let's go get them right now, unless they had a long line. And it gave me some great shots. It gave me some unique ones, especially at Epcot during the festivals. They do all sorts of neat stuff. Like these things they were doing for the Festival of the Arts. Yeah, animated pictures. So have some fun and look for them that way. And again, buy the Memory Maker or the Max Pass or the Photopass at Disneyland Paris in advance. It's cheaper. Max Pass comes out at about the same price, but the Memory Maker at Disney World, much cheaper early. You'll save some money that way, and then you'll kind of prepare in your mind to look for the photographers as well. That's a good look at Photopass. Personally, I love it. Yes, I know it helped keep me working for 5 years, but it was such a neat system. You can see how good it is because of how many other parks and companies have copied the system. Cedar Fair has something like it in most of its parks. The Herschend parks are copying it now. Six Flags is copying it now. Universal has it. None of them are as good or as refined as Disney is. They don't have the same number of photographers, and the system doesn't work. A couple of the parks, you still have to get paper tickets and then go to the end of the day and combine them all. But they've all got something similar in place where you can do that, because they saw how successful Disney was with it and they tried to copy it. Well, there's a reason that Disney is the original and still has the best system. It's a great system and one that I absolutely love, and I really hope that they don't mess up. Have you liked Photopass? What have you really liked about it? What have you not liked about it and wish that they would fix or improve? Is the quality good? I know when I worked there, we were sticklers on the quality, and we had certain shots we had to get real well, and a lot of us were either semi-professional or trained professional photographers, and the ones that weren't, they trained very well to do that. And I know that there are times now that the quality isn't quite the same, but they're still getting better shots than most of us can take, outside of the rare professional that goes in. But what's been your experience? Has it worked well, or has it been a waste of money? I'd love to hear your stories about it and what you'd like to see them do in the future. Please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't. Check the description for information about my merchandise, links to Patreon, Facebook pages, fan pages, Reddit, Discord, and what gear I use and all that kind of stuff. It's all down below. Thank you so much too to my patrons. Y'all rock. My patrons are the best. They help me do so much, and I get a lot of information, a lot of feedback, a lot of ideas, and they get to hear stuff first that everybody else doesn't. If you want to know more about Patreon, make sure you check the link below. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. So, is it worth it? I mean, okay, I have just totally lost my place. Whew! Train derailed, crash, burn. Okay. So a couple tips to help you get the most out of your FastPass. Photopass. They will sometimes be trying new things and different focuses? I don't even know what I'm saying there. Okay. All right, there we go. That feels pretty good. Woohoo! I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock it. If you want to know whenever I have a new video out, well, hey, make sure you hit that button right there and subscribe. If you want to see another video right now, well, I've got a great one right here for you. And if you want to be like these wonderful people here and help support me financially on Patreon, well, check out that link right there and it'll take you to it. Thanks so much, and God bless.